welcome back to my channel. I am here with another plan with me inside my work planner. It's work. I put a lot of work stuff in here. I'm going to be using the spooky movie kit from our shop because we are in spooky movie season. In fact, tonight we're going to actually be watching a scary movie, a thriller type movie with the kids. It's rated PG-13. We looked it up. It has like no nudity. It has no swearing. So we're kind of like, let's get on the thriller side of stuff. Okay. So let's see. Let's go back and take a look at what this last week looked like. My PR girl Natalie is also using the same kit. She talked about the double boxes, which I think is amazing, and I would totally go on a ride doing that. But I love it. We also have plans to go to a Halloween carnival type thing, do a haunted corn maze. I think that's going to be happening this next week or the week after. I can't quite remember, but I'm digging the bottom washing. So, loving all the scripts, loving how I had all the scripts from my sidebar over here, minus this one. This was me working on PVC orders, and this is what this upcoming week is going to look like, and we will get into the gist of it all. Okay, first, we got to just admire the bottom washi for a minute. It is gorgeous. It is amazing. It is lovely. Okay, so done with PVC orders. Done with vault orders. That's right. So vault orders had a processing time of 4 to 6 weeks, and I always set it for that because because I actually don't know how many orders we're going to get. And so I would rather promise a later date and deliver sooner than promise a sooner date and not be able to meet it. So we got them all out within, let's see, vault went up on the 18th. Let me see. I gotta pull out my calendar here real quick. We gotta talk about this for a minute. I gotta pull it out. Okay, so they went up on the 18th. So a couple days shy of a full 3 weeks. Okay, and that's from the very, 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 very beginning of like September 18th. So they all got dropped off at the post office Saturday morning. They are on their way. But at the same time, we also got PVC orders done at the same time. So yeah, we were trucking. We were so trucking along in getting this done. And I am so thrilled and so happy that we were able to do that because, it was and is a lot of work. Now, mind you, normally I print extra, okay, I gotta figure out what date I am on, sorry, okay, the 16th. I usually end up making a couple extras every month to kind of help offset vault, but somebody had asked, is all the vault this year going to be printed on the new removable paper? So our unicorn paper that has removable adhesive, they asked, and my intentions were not to originally do that. It was going to be kind of fill from what I had over in, set off to the side. And then, my husband and I talked about it and ultimately decided that it would be more beneficial for vault to all be printed on the unicorn paper with removable adhesive. So we had to print and cut everything, which that just means I have stuff extra for grab bags. That's not a huge deal. So I, did a lot of printing, a lot of cutting. Oh, hello, little Sparkle from me doing my nails earlier. How are you doing? It wants to be part of the crowd. So had to print and cut all of that. And, my PR girls actually got to place their orders for vault ahead of time. That is one of the perks of being a PR girl. And so they've had theirs for a month now. And that way they could play around with it, have fun with it, all of that stuff. And so I did have a couple extras printed off from that, but overwhelmingly I had to print everything and cut it. And that's not normally how we operate nowadays. I print ahead of time, we cut ahead of time, and that's what we put up as inventory on the website. And then when restocks need to happen, if we decide we want to restock that, then we put the restocks up, right? You know, and then every month subs are obviously, you know, made to order. And we calculate a few spots extra for everything so that if we have new subscribers, they can jump in. But overwhelmingly, we try to keep as much paper waste down as possible. And that has been a lot of like big learning curves throughout the years of like what's gonna work. And at some point, you know, I had to be printing quite a bit, and now you know, I can slow down a little bit on how much I was printing and things like that. So we ultimately decided to put all the vault stuff on that removable paper, and working it at the same time. And we don't normally extend vault sale. Vault sale is usually 5 days, Monday through Friday, but we got accepted into the Planner Boss Collective sale, and so we had that going. And how do I want to do things? Okay, so I did it like that. I've really been enjoying doing it this way. I have a couple of, yeah, I want to say that one, but when was the last time I did it? Have I not been doing it? Maybe I've been doing it in my 52 weeks planner. Okay, we're gonna go back and we're gonna do it. So we're gonna kind of keep everything. I've been enjoying how this looks. So, all right. So, back to what I was talking about. So we extended vault sale by 2 days. So you got the Saturday and Sunday to be able to do vault as well. And we've never done that before. And we also added in the other option of having the journaling kits available. So journaling kits for the functional and journaling kits for the mystery kits. And that was a lot of work on top of everything for PBC and stuff. And we just hightailed it and got all of the orders out. So all of vault orders, all of PBC orders out in less than 3 weeks time. PBC orders were right there at the 2-week mark. Because it started on Friday, so yeah, 2-week mark. So two to 2.5 weeks. I mean, I'm gonna say that we did pretty dang well. That is what I'm gonna say. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. Oh geez. What colors do I want to use? I'm kind of thinking these 3. Okay, so let's do purple here. Let's do orange here. And let's do this color over here, this mossy green. I don't even know what you would call it. Anyways, let's go ahead and do that. All right, those can move out of the way for the moment. I don't think I'm going to end up using this page. To set it off to the side because I have everything going on here. So let's do, I'm going to kind of do things in a little bit of a different order. I don't know. We're just going to play around and see how this one kind of flows. I don't want to like do alternating the way that I was, but I don't want to do everything stacked either. So we're gonna figure this one out as we go. But yeah, so that was a fun adventure of a week this last week. And I mean a fun adventure. Okay, so let's go. All right, we're gonna do, where's my boxes? Okay, we're gonna do the whole row of boxes down here. Okay, and then we'll kind of move things about as we move up. So yeah, very, very, very busy week. Lots of printing, lots of cutting, lots of packaging. And I have Tuesdays off because of, all right, so let's see. I have Tuesdays off because of, our homeschool co-op. And so I ended up coming home and we ended up working that evening, which we don't normally do. I usually keep it pretty low key on those nights so that, you know, we can rest, we can recuperate, because co-op days, just like any school days, are very, very busy. I mean, we're up early, we're going, you know, we're moving about, getting stuff done, you know, getting lunches packed, getting dogs out, getting everybody showered and changed, and, you know, bags ready and stuff. And then we go, and then my husband teaches, and I sometimes teach. Oh, which reminds me, I need to go to the dollar store and I got to get stuff for Tuesday's lesson because I'm going to be teaching that day. Oops. Yeah, so I got things I got to do. Yeah. So, all right, we're going to do this. I'm going to just kind of go backwards for a minute. And stuff, and I think that will be okay. But yeah, so we came home on Tuesday and ended up working for a little bit on Tuesday to get all the orders out and everything. And then Thursday evenings, well, Wednesday evenings had meetings. So I was having to get up super early during the week to finish out everything. Lots and lots of cutting. I think, let's see, I cut on Monday, I cut on Tuesday, I cut on Wednesday, I cut on Thursday, and I cut on Friday. Yeah, I cut every single day of the week this last week, which is not typically the norm. It's not something that I typically do. I try not to do cutting every single day of the week. I kind of try to leave it, but just because of the sheer amount that we had, there was no choice but for me to do all of the cutting. So yeah, it was a crazy week. And then Thursday are dance days. So my daughter has dance and for 2 hours, and then there's an adult ballet class, and I jump in for that, and I hurt myself this last week. Surprise, surprise. So I hurt myself this last week, and that wasn't fun. So I ended up pulling a muscle. So Friday ended up becoming a pretty slow day, which is not what I needed it to be. And I went through and got a whole bunch of the stuff done that I needed to, and then I started packing orders that day. Oh man, I was so tired. Oh, I was so tired. It was hard. And my goal was to get all of the orders packed. That's like all of the orders. I mean, I started at a relatively early time, but just the sheer amount of volume of each of the orders was a lot. So we definitely had to like slow down, take a little bit of a slower pace to get everything done. and that was really, really difficult. And so I'm trying to see how many of these can I fit. Can I fit 3? Not that I think that I need 3, because some days I don't know what I'm going to be putting, but I could stack them. Okay, well, I guess we're going to do 3. I guess that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing 3. That's fine. So, by that night, I was toasted. I was done. I was ready. No, let's do these up top. I was ready for bed. I needed like some heavy sleep. It was rough, and so ended up getting up early Saturday morning to finish packing the last few orders for PBC and Vault and getting those labels on and then out to the post office. So I mean, we really like churned too, but my feet were so dead that night. They were so dead. I was like, what in the world am I doing to myself? I'm not kidding. They were on fire, and just ready to just like scream at me. My own feet were like ready to cut themselves off. I'm not kidding. So that was a fun adventure of Friday and Saturday, but then came home on Saturday and finished packing non-Vault, non-PBC orders. And those are actually getting ready to go to the post office Monday morning. So we ended up having like a very, very, very productive week. It was busy, but it was a very, very, very productive week. So I cannot, you know, shy away from any of that. The mere fact that it was so productive. So, what is going to be this week? Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to think of what this week is going to be. This is going to be the post week of our guests being in town. So I will actually have a lot to get done because we'll end up having new releases that week, at the end of this week. And the December horror box goes live. So we have those couple of things. At the very least, because these are stacked together, I can actually use them as another like half box like these. So I can, if I'm finding myself I don't have enough to put in there, because some of these days are going to be nothing but like design days, because I do have a lot of designing, because Black Friday is coming up. We have the plan sale coming up for Black Friday. So there's that. And then we have, oh, what else do we have? So Black Friday, I've got the Cyber Monday mystery kit to get to finish up, which I'm actually really excited about. I think it's gonna be so much fun. I think we're kind of like heading into our book genre era. You know, we've done a lot of movies, you know, lots of like movie-esque type things going on. So yeah. Okay, so let's do these guys up top here. So I think we're gonna head back into like a book era. We did that a few years ago where we had released a lot of kits that were book related. Libraries, book shopping, just reading. And we do still have a couple of those kits still back up in the shop. But I think we are definitely leaning back into that era a little bit. I don't think, oh, throwing stuff around. I'm gonna have to lean down and pick that one up. But I don't think anybody's gonna like have too much of a qualm about that. I love reading kits, anything book related. I really do love. Let's do this one. So yeah, I mean, it's just, oh, nope. Need to do the third box first. just like I did on that, what was it, Tuesday? Yeah, kind of mimicking that all out. So yeah, so we have a lot of fun things in store, but I've got to turn to and get started. We just got our paper order in, which is exciting, because we were coming down on our last few boxes of paper. So we go through a lot of paper. I didn't realize how much paper we really went through until until I found my own paper supplier and stuff, and have to like really order ahead of time because of manufacturing, shipping, all of that stuff. So, okay, let's see. Where are we at? What are we doing? Okay, let's do, okay. And kind of do things just a little bit differently. We'll do this and then those, and then we'll kind of make Sunday a little bit different. But yeah, so lots of things. In fact, actually today we went and looked at a house for, so we're starting the home buying process. So we actually went and looked at a house today. And man, pictures lie. I mean, these pictures didn't lie. These pictures, I mean, I could tell. This will be our this will be our fourth house we've bought. And so I feel like at this point, we now kind of know what to look for and know immediately what's going to be a deal breaker, what's not going to be a deal breaker, and stuff. So I feel like we have a pretty good handle on that one. But yeah, we went, and it was nice. Where the location was really, really great. You could still hear the road, but it wasn't like overly busy. It was going to have 4 acres. So we would have had some room, still within a decent driving range. But man, we got in there and the house smelled. You could see visible wood rot. The floors upstairs were not level. And I was just like, and then because we've learned our lesson with older houses, one of the biggest things is to ensure that our house has some good grounding to it, that all the outlets are actually grounded, and so we ended up finding out that this house obviously isn't grounded. They still had 2-prong outlets everywhere, and we learned this, so I'm going to give you guys just like a little education for just a minute. We learned that if your house was built before 1973, 74, mid 1970s, you do not have to update your electrical wiring to be to code, meaning you have 3 wires. You have your 2 electrical wires, and then you have your grounding wire, right? You don't have to upgrade that. Now, all houses built after, I'll say 1975. I know it was the mid 1970s, but all houses built after that have to contain the 3 wires. They have to contain, your 2 electrical wires and your grounding wire. So we definitely learned that one in buying a house that was built in 1960 when we lived in Bay City, and learned a lot. And I am not doing that again. It just will not be happening. I have got to we're not going to do new construction, but the house definitely has to be, past that range, for us to just know that we are safe, that we are, that our plugs will fit in, that we have grounded outlets, that our surge protectors will work appropriately, all of that jazz. So yeah, so the house was a no-go. And the agent that was showing us was like, as soon as we're there, I think she could tell that we were not really interested now at that point, kind of like, okay, we'd like to move on. She was like, oh, I just heard back from him, because we wanted to see if we could look inside the garage, and they didn't have the key, so she was calling the agent and asking him like, hey, where's the key, type thing. And he was like, oh yeah, it's in with the other keys, and oh yeah, we just had an offer on this house this morning. Or like, there's no way you had an offer on the house just this morning. Like, let's be real here. I mean, maybe, possibly, but you don't need to tell us that. Like, you don't tell us that until we're like ready to put down an offer. So we were then, you know, that just puts a bad taste in our mouth. We'd been around the block a few times. So we weren't born yesterday, and we weren't born under a rock, and we have time to be able to find our house. So you say things like that, and that makes me go, you're trying to get a sale, and I don't want to be pressured. So we have no problem firing a real estate agent at this point. We want you to work for us, not us work for you. So there is my spread. It looks absolutely fantastic. I really do kind of like what we did. Having all these boxes down here, but then kind of like doing the staggering mishi-mash stuff going on up here. So I've really been digging these little labels and third boxes. I know I'm not straying away from my sticky notes, as evident as in this last post. I do love me my good sticky notes. However, sometimes I just like the squareness of a box. So my goodness, I'm sitting right here at the window, and my kid walked by, and I just about freaked out because I was like, somebody's in my backyard. It's just my kid. So, all right, this kit is still up in the shop. You can get it now if you don't have any Halloween kits, or you're missing a Scary Movie Halloween kit, or buy the washi page to use as your monthly. It's amazing. All right, you guys. Any questions, leave them down in the comment section down below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye now.